From the Cronkite studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
Coming up, a look at Diane Douglas's new plan to fix Arizona's education system.
Plus, an update on Arpaio's most recent contempt of court hearing on immigration laws.
And we'll look into what's being done to reform Arizona's juvenile detention systems.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Sonny Scott.
And I'm Julia Thatcher. Thanks for joining us.
At this very moment, Superintendent of Public Instruction Diane Douglas is unveiling her new education plan. This comes amid an exchange of lawsuits between Douglas and the Arizona State Board of Education. Douglas's plan touches on the education budget issues, arts in education, and Arizona's Common Core standards. Cronkite News reporter Angie Schuster gives us a look at what's going on inside Arizona's education system.
Arizona is ranked 48th in per pupil spending according to the U.S. Census Bureau, and the state continues to scramble to come up with a sufficient education plan. The Democrats revealed their plan on Tuesday, planning to provide an additional $3.8 billion over the next 10 years without raising taxes. They also say their plan wouldn't tap into proceeds from the state trust land, which is one of the main components of Governor Doug Ducey's school funding plan. Superintendent Douglas unveiled part of her plan earlier this month, calling for an immediate $400 million to be spent on Arizona's teachers. The big question is if Arizona education officials can come together to pass and implement these new education plans. This is something that many aren't sure of with Douglas's continued absence at State Board of Education meetings. And both the lawsuit against Douglas that was filed by the Board of Education yesterday and her suit against board president Greg Miller. Arizona House and Senate Republicans are still in the works of creating their own plan, but are expected to unveil it soon. Angie Schuster, Cronkite News.
We have a one-on-one interview with Douglas tonight. Check cronkitenews.azpbs.org for our coverage. And while you're online, share your thoughts on Douglas with our Public Insight Network Bureau. You can find a special questionnaire from our PIN Bureau asking your thoughts on Douglas as a superintendent, the recall effort, and the state of K-12 education in Arizona. We hope to inform and empower our Cronkite News coverage with voices from our community.
A quiet, subdued Joe Arpaio took the stand today in federal court. The Maricopa County Sheriff testified for a second day about his office's immigration enforcement efforts. Cronkite News reporter Becca Smouse was in court today for the hearing.
While on the stand, Arpaio appeared reserved. Plaintiff's attorneys grilled him about his staff's actions. Arpaio could be held in contempt of court for ignoring a judge's orders to stop racially profiling traffic stops. The lawyers played clips from national media interviews to rebut his testimony. Every time he was asked about the internal investigation, he said he relied on his staff to handle the details. The attorneys also asked if Arpaio was planning to bring in a third-party monitor to conduct an independent internal investigation, to which Arpaio repeatedly said no. Here in the Broadcast Center, I'm Becca Smouse, Cronkite News.
October marks the start of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and Pinal County is helping to spread the word. Today in Florence, the Pinal County Attorney's Office put on a domestic violence awareness ceremony. Melissa Mell, a domestic violence survivor, shared her powerful journey living with sexual abuse. Pinal County Attorney Lando Voiles discussed the issues about domestic violence in Arizona and stressed why so many victims live in silence.
Sometimes they are fearful that they're going to lose their house, they're going to lose their shelter, they're going to lose their children, or that somehow if they do something, like I said a minute ago, it's going to be just stirring the hornet's nest, and they're not going to actually get a resolution.
According to the Arizona Department of Health Services, children in Arizona witness domestic violence every 44 minutes.
5,952 juveniles were detained in 2014, according to Arizona juvenile courts. So what happens to teens and kids who commit crimes like burglary, shoplifting, and trespassing? The Juvenile Detention Alternative Initiative, or JDAI, looks to provide alternatives to putting them in detention centers or even solitary confinement. And they held a national conference in Phoenix this week. With the idea of reform on everyone's mind, so is the thought of consequences that youth might face without some of these alternatives. Among those who shared their opinions and advocated for the program were adults who previously went through the court system as children but didn't have the option of alternative confinement.
If we don't provide youth with those opportunities to be the leaders of tomorrow, then we're just continuously going to allow the system to perpetuate violence, allow young people to fall victims to the system, and continuously harm the communities that they're going to be returning to.
Some of these alternatives include wearing ankle monitors, sitting down with families to get parents involved, and finding responsible adults to help with the children.
We know that kids that end up in our juvenile detention facilities and deep within our juvenile justice system often have worse outcomes in terms of education and just overall outcomes. So we're really trying to partner with folks to ensure that we have community-based alternatives.
For those advocating for alternative programs, help now could mean a better future for misguided kids.
The impact that the system had on my own personal life could have easily led me to being either, again, further into the justice system and possibly being there for the rest of my life. When I'm promoting alternatives, it's because there's the fundamental belief that young people are capable of change.
According to the JDAI, kids that don't have access to alternatives are less likely to graduate from college and get a job, and more likely to end up back in detention facilities and in our court systems. JDAI was founded over 20 years ago, and in their 2014 progress report stated that they are now able to reach over 1/4 of the total U.S. youth population.
Attorneys for a man charged in several of last month's freeway shootings are urging the public not to rush to judgment. Leslie Allen Merritt Jr. pleaded not guilty today during a brief arraignment. The 21-year-old Glendale man has been charged with aggravated assault, carrying out a drive-by shooting, and several other crimes. State police say ballistic evidence ties Merritt to 4 of the 11 shootings, but defense attorneys say the investigation hasn't placed their client at the shooting scenes. And an update now from Oregon at the mass shootings on the campus of the Umpqua Community College in Roseburg. A witness says the gunman shot a writing teacher and asked others in the classroom about their religion before opening fire. The shooting left 13 people dead and at least 20 injured. Authorities say the shooter was 20 years old and died at the scene, but did not say whether he killed himself or was shot by police. Arizona State University police offered Cronkite News a statement in response to the shootings, and reads in part, quote, ASU has plans in place to respond to a wide range of emergencies, and officials across the campus train regularly to implement those communication, sheltering, and evacuation strategies in the event of a crisis. The statement also referenced a highly trained staff of 90 sworn officers. The Loop 202 extension has stirred up lots of strong emotions here in the Valley.
Coming up on Cronkite News, why some residents think the freeway will be a positive and not a negative.
Plus, we'll look into the much-needed support systems in place to help Arizonans care for aging relatives.
At ASU, we believe the most important semester is the one that starts after you get your diploma, the one called life. So we work hard to help our alumni thrive, teaching them the importance of not only achieving their goals, but exceeding them. With innovative programs that embrace hands-on learning, that encourages real-world growth. Our alumni know it can be the education of a lifetime, for a lifetime. For more information, asu.edu.
I'm an urban gardener. I'm a PhD student in criminology law and society.
I have an expertise in construction history.
I also happen to be a swing dancer. Oh, and I'm a source.
And I really like being a source.
Great journalism requires great sources, and we want you to be one of them. Arizona PBS is building a network of viewers, people with insight into the stories we cover and the stories we should cover. Explore what it means to be a source for the Arizona PBS Public Insight Network at azpbs.org/pin. Are you a news junkie, history buff, science or nature lover? Then discover 8 World, an entire channel devoted to bringing the world home to Arizona. Watch 8 World on Cox 88 or over the air via antenna on 8.3. To find out how to tune into 8 World for your satellite or another cable provider, visit azpbs.org/world or call 602-496-2308. Discover your world. 8 World.
See this patio? There used to be a motorcycle sitting there, a bike I didn't use and didn't want, so I donated it to public television, and they took care of everything. In addition to supporting my favorite programs, I earned a tax deduction. Turn something you don't need into something you really want. Contact the Vehicle Donation Program.
8 is Arizona PBS, a service of Arizona State University.
The planned Loop 202 extension, also known as South Mountain Freeway, is a controversial topic for all who will be affected by it. Cronkite News reporter Audrey Will traveled to its less-known path in the West Valley.
There are 2 sides to every freeway, and while many groups have demonstrated their opposition to the Loop 202 extension, one community is really looking forward to it. traffic is a problem in Laveen.
To get to the I-10, I have to go up 51st Avenue, 35th Avenue, so there's a bunch of lights you have to pass. Sometimes most of them are red.
And residents are hopeful that South Mountain Freeway will fix that.
If you've ever driven on the Broadway curve during rush hour, go in the wrong direction, and you will benefit personally from the freeway.
The goal is less congestion, less pollution, and to complete the path of currently existing freeways.
If we do not continue to head with this project, we're going to see more traffic congestion, not only in that particular area, but also on our other freeways, including I-10 and the Broadway curve. And that additional traffic congestion will bring more pollution to the area.
Residents of Laveen are used to seeing ADOT signs, like this one located between Broadway and Buckeye. They represent the future path of the freeway. It will extend 22 miles in total, west along Pecos Road and north and south between 55th and 63rd Avenues.
We're like a lot of people that live in Laveen, kind of the silent majority who want to live close to downtown, want to live in a unique community like Laveen, and saw that the freeway was coming and took that as a hope to go ahead and move here. Part of the grand plan is for the freeway to be here. It's going to make it much more livable and make Laveen even better.
Finlay says he's been looking forward to the freeway for 11 years, but he'll have to wait a little bit longer because ADOT estimates it won't be open to traffic until 2019 at the earliest. In the Broadcast Center, Audrey Wheel, Cronkite News.
Daily commutes could be changing for some Valley residents after unionized bus drivers voted to okay a possible strike. This vote comes as drivers are looking over a final contract offer, and officials say a strike could happen if they don't find the offer satisfactory. Almost 36 bus routes in Phoenix could be affected.
A Tempe City Council member is suing over a state law preventing cities and towns from banning plastic bags. Lauren Kuby says she's suing as an individual and not a city official. She says the law violates the state constitution and cities should be free to enact bag bans. When the law took effect in April, Tempe and Flagstaff were considering limiting the use of plastic bags.
Thousands of Arizonans work each day as caregivers, taking care of a spouse, parent, child, or friend, but sometimes the amount of care needed can be overwhelming. Reporter Jesse Schultz caught up with one Valley caregiver for insight on just how stressful the job can be.
Programs like Foundation for Senior Living, Area Agency on Aging, AARP, and the Arizona Caregiver Coalition all offer unique support programs for caregivers, and the need is great.
Sometimes I would just kind of lay on the ground and tell myself to breathe and get through that minute.
You'd think that Ken Koch lost the love of his life, and in some ways he did.
There's a grieving process that begins. It's not that the person has passed away, they're grieving the past relationship.
7 years ago, Ken's wife Mary had a malignant brain tumor. Its removal caused her to lose short-term memory, motor skills, and left her needing 24/7 care. The 64-year-old is also her full-time caregiver, and simple routines, like emptying the dishwasher, have become a form of therapy. Arizona State University professor David Kuhn has spent 20 years studying the stressors of caregivers.
Not everyone reacts in the same way. So some people experience depression, depressed mood. Some people experience frustration or anger. Others experience worry.
A recent study by the AARP reported that 55% of caregivers feel overwhelmed by the amount of care their loved one needs. Ken Koch, needing a break himself, now takes his wife Mary to the Adult Day Healthcare Center 3 times a week.
One of the biggest stressors caregivers experience is a sense of isolation, all the while remembering back to happier times.
Very, very lonely. You lose your wife, you lose your way of life. I lost my career. I lost the home that we loved.
I think that they think that they're the only ones in that situation. They don't understand that there are so many in that situation.
In fact, according to the AARP, there are more than 45 million registered caregivers like Ken across the country.
It's very important to find ways to take care of themselves, because if they go down, it's not just themselves that's going down, it's also the person that they're providing assistance to.
While Mary's injury was one of the biggest changes in Koch's life, he calls it an inspiring journey.
I've learned so much about loving another human being.
To learn more about resources in the Valley, you can attend Foundation for Senior Living's Caregiver Resource and Relaxation Retreat on November 13th, or find the Area Agency on Aging Senior Help Hotline on our website, cronkitenews.azpbs.org. Live in the Media Center, Jesse Schultz, Cronkite News.
After a tough wildfire season across the Southwest, there's a little extra help on the way from Congress.
Coming up on Cronkite News, we'll take a look at where some extra money is coming from and how it could help keep emergency responders ready.
Plus, it's an emotional time for the family and colleagues of a fallen Arizona firefighter with a special honor in the nation's capital.
The easiest and best way to support 8 Arizona PBS is by becoming a sustaining member. Your monthly contribution of $5 or more comes directly from your bank account or credit card, so you know your membership is always current. It also means no more renewal notices in your mailbox. So more of your dollars go to the programs you love. It's convenient for you, greener for us, and better for the planet. Become a sustaining member today.
Tap into the art scene from coast to coast. Join the Art Beat Nation, a weekly series where you'll experience a rich cultural tapestry of art stories from across America. Meet artists, writers, composers, and performers setting the pulse of the arts in America now. Join us for a brand new episode of Art Beat Nation, Sunday at 5 on 8HD. When you want to be more connected, friend us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, watch us online. Become a news source for the Arizona PBS Public Insight Network. Your ideas and insights can help us create relevant and distinctive reporting. Join now at azpbs.org/pin.
Throughout its history, Arizona PBS and volunteers have enjoyed a rich and rewarding partnership. Whether answering phones during our pledge campaigns, stuffing envelopes, or assisting with special events, volunteering at 8 is fun and provides excellent work experience, team building for a group, and a sense of community involvement and importance. If you would like to volunteer at 8, or if you have dropped off our mailing list, we encourage you to call the number on your screen or go online at azpbs.org/volunteer. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Paula Kirker, president of PBS, and I'd like to personally thank you if you've made a contribution to 8 Arizona PBS. You know, when you fund your favorite shows on this station, you're ensuring great television continues to be available for yourself, your family, and everyone in your community. One of the easiest ways to do that is by making a monthly contribution on an ongoing basis, what we call sustaining membership. When you call, tell us how much you'd like to donate each month. Our current sustainers tell us that $10, $15, or $20 a month is best for them, but you decide what works for you. After you've made that call, we will deduct that amount each month from your credit card or your bank account, and we will continue until you tell us otherwise. Your membership will always remain current, and renewal notices will become a thing of the past. Best of all, your ongoing support means that the best television on television will continue to come your way every single day of the year. So please, consider a sustaining contribution today. Thank you for your support of this PBS station.
When Congress passed a short-term budget to head off a government shutdown, it included $700 million for the U.S. Forest Service, which has spent that much fighting wildfires in recent months. This money goes to reimburse the federal allotment of emergency wildfire aid, so it is not additional funding. It just replenishes the budget after a tough wildfire season across the southwestern U.S. this past summer. Federal officials welcomed the money but said more needs to be done, saying they need stable funding instead of the recent string of emergency money transfers.
A flag tribute in the front of the U.S. Capitol marked the beginning of several days for memorials for fallen firefighters, including one from Star Valley near Payson. Reporter Elizabeth Blackburn in our Washington, D.C. bureau was there to witness the ceremony.
The mood was somber as families and firefighters from around the country gathered in front of the Capitol building to honor those who died in the line of duty. 87 flags representing 87 firefighters began their journey from the Capitol to a national memorial in Emmitsburg, Maryland.
These flags have been flown over the Capitol and also folded over the memorial in Emmitsburg and ceremonially folded, and now they're going to be presented to those families after we transport them back to Emmitsburg here this afternoon.
The flag ceremony was the first step in an annual memorial weekend that Schwartz says is a way to show dignity and respect the fallen heroes and their families.
We hope that these flags can offer a little bit of comfort and peace to them in a time that they've got such a hurting and such a void in their hearts.
And one of those flags is for Bobby Moliere, a Hell's Gate Fire Department Reserve firefighter who died during a March 2014 training exercise. Engineer John Seha was with Moliere that day.
He's definitely missed through the community and definitely here at the fire department, and he'll never be forgotten, that's for sure.
Seha says the Hell's Gate Fire Department has already established some memorials to Moliere around Star Valley, but he welcomes the weekend ceremony.
It means a lot. It means a lot to all the guys that are here that knew him, and his family and everybody, something that we can look back on and remember him by.
Fort says he hopes the memorial helps pay tribute to their service.
The families are facing obviously one of their most difficult and painful times. They've got a tremendous void, and no measure or no symbol, no matter how honorable or reverent it is going to replace that void.
There's a special candlelight service this Saturday, and on Sunday the flags will be presented to survivors at the National Fallen Firefighters Memorial Service in Emmitsburg. President Barack Obama is scheduled to speak. Live in Washington, I'm Elizabeth Blackburn, Cronkite News.
Here are artistic renderings of Arizona's very own Fallen Firefighters Memorial. The memorial will include a bell tower, 10 statues, and seating for 400. Firefighters broke ground on the project in May. It's located at the Wesley Bolin Memorial Plaza near 17th Avenue and Jefferson. As of today, 119 Arizona firefighters have lost their lives in the line of duty. The spa industry is booming all across the nation.
And we're seeing that growth right here in Arizona. Coming up on Cronkite News, how one Mesa-based spa business is expanding into a franchise.
Fridays, it's at Cronkite News, your social sharing connection where you choose the news. Facebook likes and shares, tweets, retweets, and favorites. YouTube views and subscriptions. We're watching you watch us. From our digital home at cronkitenews.azpbs.org to your television, web browser, or mobile device. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Then join us for At Cronkite News, our weekly refresh, each Friday at 5 on Arizona PBS.
Tickets are available now for one of the most anticipated luncheon events of the year. Join industry leaders from the worlds of media, politics, business, and education as we honor award-winning news anchor and late-night host Charlie Rose, this year's recipient of the Cronkite Award for Excellence in Journalism. The event takes place at the Phoenix Downtown Sheraton on Monday, October 19th at 11:30 a.m. For tickets, visit azpbs.org/Rose or call 602-496-4539.
Hi, I'm Judy Woodruff, co-anchor of the PBS NewsHour. Preparing the next generation of journalists has never been more important than it is now. With its groundbreaking partnership with Arizona PBS, the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication at ASU is revolutionizing journalism education to provide students with a real opportunity to work and learn under the supervision of veteran journalists, producers, directors, and editors on newscasts, investigative stories, and documentary productions. The Cronkite School and Arizona PBS, reinventing journalism education in the digital age.
Earlier this year, the city of Tucson got approval to host a college football bowl game. And today, that title sponsor for that game was revealed. The Nova Home Loans Arizona Bowl will be held December 29th, featuring teams from the Mountain West Conference and Conference USA.
In 2014, the International Spa Association released the improvements of the industry since the recession. Now, Devin Conley tells us how Arizona's businesses are reflecting these results.
It's the sound of peace and tranquility as you enter. And inside, the mood shows. The Fuchsia Spa in Mesa expanded their business in 2012 by doubling the size of their store. Now, they're entering into a new phase of growth by franchising.
It's always been a goal of ours to expand Fuchsia. We've just been trying to wait for the right timing and to make sure we had our ducks in a row, so to speak.
And Fuchsia isn't alone. According to the U.S. spa industry study, the popularity of massages, facials, and pedicures continues to rise. The industry has grown 5% between 2012 and 2013, resulting in a $14.7 billion in revenue. numbers that make Fuchsia confident in their decision to expand.
We basically tripled in size too over the last couple of years, and our numbers continue to grow. I'm very confident in going into the marketplace.
The industry also continues to see growth in almost all areas of the study, including a 2.5% increase in both spa visits and revenue per visit.
Right now, we're about 10% higher than we were last year, and our goal next year is to be at 15%. So we're definitely seeing a trend.
Monica Kinney, an avid spa user, notices the change.
I'm using it more now than I ever had before, and I would say like within the last 5 years, I'm like, oh, you can go to a spa, it is affordable.
Fuchsia will be one of the estimated 20,100 spas located across the U.S. In Phoenix, Devin Conley, Cronkite News.
Fuchsia will be opening their new branch here in Phoenix next month.
Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS. Here's what's next on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
Coming up after Cronkite News, it's Arizona Horizon. The president of the State Board of Education talks about the board's lawsuit against the superintendent of public instruction. And we'll hear about a locally developed car that gets 84 miles a gallon.
I'm Judy Woodruff. On the next News Hour, Paul Salmon hits the streets to help make sense of urban farming. That's Thursday on the PBS NewsHour.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.